that your father, used to write jingles. I know for Nestle, Arm & Hammer, things like that. Having such an influence of music like that when you were younger, I mean, how did that really impact you and your career?
My father created and my mother sang on the jingles that he wrote. But my parents were super cool. Like, they always listened to whatever was on the radio, and they constantly were buying records and not just classical music and jazz music. They were playing the Eagles, and they were playing Elton John, and they were playing all the stuff that that was of the day. So I was surrounded by it. To walk along the
river. And I know probably one of the bigger songs, of course, was Dance with My Father, which you co-wrote with Luther Vandross. First off, talk to me a little bit about that friendship that you formed with him.
Well, Luther and I met at the American Music Awards in 1991, and it was just sort of like instant friends. It was instant friendship. It's sometimes it's hard to make friends in the business, especially two singers. But I think that partly because we were in different genres and we came from different backgrounds, there was never a sense of competition, only of mutual admiration. And certainly from my side, I just absolutely worshiped his voice and his music. He was as funny and sweet and kind as he was talented. Hold on to the memory.
It'll be a year, correct, at the end of September, where you just released another album called Songwriter. Talk to me a little bit, what was the motivation behind, releasing this type of album?
The last album I put out, Songwriter, a year ago, was pretty much born in the pandemic, because, we were all sort of sitting around trying to figure out how long it was going to last and what to do. And I finally started getting bored of baking recipes and, opening up boxes in the garage and stuff like that, like everybody else was doing. And I wasn't really sure musically where to go. And so I remember thinking, well, I could do a rock album, which I haven't done in quite a while, because I had written a few rock songs that I really loved. I had written some pop songs that I really loved, but well, I could just do another pop album. And then I'd written some, a bunch of country songs over the years with different country artists. And through that, I had collected a couple of country leaning songs for myself that I thought I might either give to somebody else or use. And then all of a sudden it hit me that I didn't need to choose a direction. I could just do it all in one.
The river, you can feel it start to rise. Wanna jump in my car. Can you walk me through, because I'm kind of curious too, that process, with being an artist and where kind of the songwriting comes from?
It's never one thing. Musically, most of the time it starts just here. I'm not sitting at the piano or playing guitar. And I've found and I just sort of dream up these melodies, these pieces of music, and they all sound like finished records in my head. It's just that they usually don't have lyrics. They just have gibberish lyrics, because the lyrics take me a lot longer to write than the music. Music is pretty easy for me to write. It's pretty, free form, very even flowing. Lyrics, because I don't want to just write rhyme lines and write cliches, finding the poetry takes me a lot longer.
What can fans expect when they're there at the fair?
I know that for whatever reason, there seem to be a lot of artists who don't want to do their hits. They want to really do most of their newer stuff or their more lesser known stuff. And it's like, I don't get that, because these people are paying a lot of money to come and hear you play. And they want the exact same thing I want when I go see somebody in concert. The bulk of the show is the greatest hits. I'm always so happy to play all those old songs. I wrote them all so that I cherish them. I'm so grateful to them. I look down at my set list every show, and I can't believe I can fill up a 2-hour show with songs that people know. I'm very grateful for that. And I can't breathe at every
Bloomsburg Fair. The Bloomsburg Fair is the largest agricultural fair in the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It's 168 years. What do you do to prepare yourself to take on a stage like that?
I drink half a martini. That's what I do for every show. I don't warm up. I never have. I don't have any ritual. You should see my rock and roll rider. You know, all these guys with the, you know, the old stories about like remove the green M&Ms and all that. My backstage rider is, I want to have the fixings for a martini, and I want some hummus and fresh vegetables because I eat a plant-based diet. There's nothing rock and roll or crazy or sexy particularly.
And I should just give you up, 'cause I'm just another one down. Maybe.
So you've been doing this for quite some time. I know almost 40 years in the business as a songwriter, but also as a performer yourself. What really, again, keeps you coming back each and every year to release, like you said about a year ago, a brand new album, to continue to tour? What really is your driving motivation there?
Part of it is just that the well continues to not run dry. You know, I keep coming up with ideas for songs, whether I want to or not. I don't hardly ever try to write a song. It's just that every day in my just going about my business, hiking with my wife, I get ideas all the time. And that's why I love to hike without taking my phone or any technology, but I have to have my phone because I'm constantly singing ideas into the phone when I'm hiking or out on a walk. So I think part of it is that for whatever reason, the ideas keep coming to me, and I consider that another blessing, a gift. When someone asks you, do you have anything new? The answer should never be no. The answer should always be, yeah, I'm working on something new. Here, I got a new song. I just think it's really important to always have that, you know, mantra.
Wherever you go, whatever